I'm gonna get us over here, and then they're gonna hear our sounds, Marty.
Oh my God, our sounds.
They're gonna hear our
Not all of our
sounds.
sounds. There's certain sounds I like to keep to myself, and I don't like to share them with only my closest loved ones.
These are the sounds coming out. Oh no, I messed it up. Okay, there we go. I fixed it. Don't worry. These are the sounds coming out of our face meat.
This is incredible. Also, I like that our first pose of our character is a nice little pirouette.
You
Is that what we're
know,
calling it?
I was having a fun starting position. Oh, here we go. Look at that. That's a filmic start.
He is flying.
He's on top of this thing on the round table hold. Like,
How did you get up there?
you can walk up there. You can just walk up there. Hi, everybody. Hi, welcome to Friday. Welcome to Friday. Marty and I making our way through Elden Ring, preparing for the DLC. Last week we interrupted normal Elden Ring streams to chat with Yahtzee about his new book. Phenomenal stuff. I've only started it. I haven't finished it yet, but I mean, I'm a fan of Yahtzee as an author.
Are you an audio booksman?
I am an audiobooksman, so I get maybe like 3-4 hours worth of audiobook time a week.
Sure. Yeah.
And so that's I'm a couple hours into the book and I'm enjoying it so far.
Yeah, that's the problem with working from home is you don't have a commute. You don't have like a 45-minute commute to be like, I get reading time every day of the week.
Agreed. So like I usually put that on like when it's like, okay, I'm going to do like an hour of chores. Oh, like I got to switch the laundry, going to do the dishes, going to vacuum and just, take in some audio time. But because of that, I still played a little Elden Ring. I did a whole bunch of busy work.
That's great. Chores in real life and chores in Elden Ring.
Yes, I did a whole bunch of chores in Elden Ring. Nothing specific. Oh my God, this controller.
Oh, it sounds like you are quite a bit quieter than me. Can you raise or I can?
I can raise.
Either way. Okay.
I can raise up. I'm quite a bit quieter than Marty. How about now? This is me raised up a little bit. Marty, why don't you talk?
Let us know. Sound off in the comments below. George Lucas with 100 bits over in Twitch. Thank you so much, George Lucas. And remember, I thank you to everyone who's watching live in YouTube on Twitch. Thanks to you to everyone in the future who's watching the VODs and everyone who supports us via things like Patreon, YouTube memberships, Twitch memberships. Subs? I don't know what to call. I literally stream several times a week on Twitch and I don't know what they're called. Subs. I think they're called subs. Anyways, we appreciate you all and I hope everyone's having a great week, including George Lucas, who is going to be honored at the Cannes Film Festival.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, thanks for all the Twitch subs. Thanks for all the YouTube DOMs. Like we appreciate both.
Yeah, what were the Mixer folks called? When Mixer was
they were the Mixer mids.
The Mixer mids. George Lucas with 100 bits. We defeated that chump Moog the Omen last time so that we can go beat up Moog the Lord of Blood to touch his cocoon egg.
That's right. That's exactly where we ended last time. In the meantime, I have been running some errands. One of the Elden Ring content creators that I watch, Tulak, over at Tulak and Mango, he does fantastic character builds. Oh, there we go. And I watched one of his builds where he used a spear and an Ash of War with it, and the Ash of War is this. Where you take your weapon and basically like you chuck a spectral, a spectral version of it. And I've never used spears. I've never cared for spears in any of my Souls games.
Neither have I, no.
So I didn't even know this Ash of War existed, but apparently it does insane poise damage. With just a couple hits, you can really knock a motherfucker down. And so I spent some time farming, and I got this cool saw.
Where did you get that ability? A lot of folks in the chat, like a lot of us, don't even know it existed. Like, where did you find the Ash of War?
First of all, that's a great question, and
I never stumbled upon that.
Let me tell you. Most importantly, let me look it up because holy moly, that was a while ago. I played a good amount of hours. Let's see here. Ashes of War. That's what it's called. It's called Ashes of War. Let's see here. Spear. This is the This is the Spectral Lance Ash of War.
Spectral Lance.
And it is dropped by a teardrop scarab at the Raya Lucaria Academy.
There you go.
And
You
so,
gotta go to school.
so like, hey, actually, you know what? I might be able to just, wait, let me get back into Elden Ring and I will, excuse you, Elden Ring. I will take you to exactly where I found it within the Raya Lucaria Academy because it'll just be easier for me to do that than to explain it to you.
While we mosey on over there, Tijakar over in YouTube, thank you so much with the $2 dono. Did anyone else do the Elden Ring pose for the eclipse? I praised the sun in a Kinback, which was very nice. I also, seeing the eclipse, I totally get why like ancient societies used to be like, we got to kill someone to bring the sun back because this is the end of the world. Eclipses are like kind of scary when you think about that. If you don't know what's going on sun-wise, science-wise.
Incredibly scary. It's
Absolute
literally like the sun disappears for a hot minute.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine being an ancient, like especially like ancient societies that were very like punishment deities kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
We need to do all these things to appease our deity, which does kill us often. Oh no, why is our deity mad?
Oh no, well we just didn't kill enough this quarter. That was the problem.
This quarter.
Yeah. This fiscal quarter. Those societies used to run in fiscal quarters.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
You know what? You learn something new every day. Not all of it true.
Edutainment.
Edutainment.
Yeah.
All right. So we are heading to the Raya Lucaria Academy, so I can show you where I got this Ash of War. It's in a place that you wouldn't necessarily think to look, and I don't think many people are spear or lance users.
No.
And so I don't think this is one that comes up very often.
I feel like there were a handful, like there was like a couple graveyards in this place where I just ran through them because I'm like, listen, there's too many dogs, there's too many skeletons, there's too many ghosts. I gotta just get to the other side of this place.
Yeah.
And so I feel like areas like this, I did not take my time exploring. I was just like, this is too scary, and I need to get out of here. I need to fight that big red dog in the library.
Oh my god! I am getting murdered over here by all these
too many dogs. Too many dogs. TMDs. SGS Guru with a €2 dono. Thank you so much. Have you binged the Fallout show yet? Are you a Falloutsman?
I enjoy a Fallouts. I'm not a Falloutsman. I wouldn't consider myself a Falloutsman, but I enjoy a Fallout, and I am looking forward to the show because I rather enjoy the aesthetic of a Fallout.
And it seems the reviews have been very high. I know folks like Darren Mooney has enjoyed it. He's not a Fallout. And so, there you go.
Okay, so everyone knows, like, you go over here and you go up to that like elevator to get to the classroom, to get to like Raya Lucaria Main, right? Mm-hmm. But if you follow this path around the loop-de-loop here,
I definitely did not do that.
There is this little area, and like down here, there's some bullshit attached to this body right here. And I forget, I don't think it's important bullshit, but like there is a little scarab, with a little dung beetle that has a thing. Okay. You hit the dung beetle here and you get the Spectral Lance, which is frankly an Ash of War that I don't think FromSoft knows about because it is straight up broken. You can knock down a boss with 2 or 3 hits of this thing. It's beautiful.
It's perfect because a lot of us didn't know about it, and it seems like FromSoft didn't even know about it. It's just kind of someone put it there at night and they didn't know it.
It's definitely one of those things where like you would assume that this would be nerfed a long, long time ago.
Yeah, because a lot of those kind of early exploits that popped up ended up being,
the Redmane's fire, the rivers of blood, that sort of stuff all got very nerfed. So, but my thought was going into the DLC, I wanted a bleed option, and so I figured this is in character for my prisoner, this cool little saw, and I got a cool I got an Ass of War. The other thing I got is I did get the where is it? I got the Dung Eater puppet for a spirit summons.
That's right.
Because the Dung Eater, this is canonically the Dung Eater and I are friends at this moment.
Mm-hmm. You're like cellmates or like cell neighbors.
And so I did a little bit of that quest, which, as it turns out, I've never gotten the Dung Eater Spirit Ash before. It's a very easy quest to get the Dung Eater Spirit Ash.
That's nice.
So recommend it if you haven't.
There you go.
So that's the run. I'm still like I'm gonna main my metal fists. I also picked up the spiky metal fists because they're right over here.
Oh, that's nice.
But I don't think I'm gonna use them. I like the regular metal fists. I think they're fun. So why don't we go fight Godfrey, Spirit Godfrey?
I think you'll be able to do it. You'll be able to give him the 1-2 combo. Beast March with a $2 dono. Thank you so much, Beast March. Yay for Elden Ring. I have over 800 hours in it so far. Holy Moses. 800 hours. Yeah. How many characters is that across Beast March? If you say 1, that is absurd.
That would be new game plus 15. You know.
Do you dabble in the new game pluses, or do you usually just start a new character?
Always a new character. In fact, I am anti new game plus.
Interesting.
I think new game plus ruins the flow of the game in a very real way.
Yeah. It's fine. I'm not a big new game plus person in Souls games, or like a lot of JRPGs have a new game plus. I never dabble in those. I'll always just, if I'm getting a hankering, I'll just restart.
What I would love to see in a new game plus is a new game, maybe not new game plus, but new game, just new game, beaten. I would love the ability to play through a game of Elden Ring with my weapon and outfit of choice, but still start from zero.
Gotcha. Yeah. It seems like there should almost be like modifiers. Like, you've beaten the game, you could start a new game. What would you like to carry over? Do you want all your levels to carry over? Do you want all your gear? Do you want the enemies to be harder? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like a thing FromSoft would do, but it would be nice.
That's what I would like, because there are weapons that you can only get very late into the game. And of course, you can play through with New Game Plus, but your stats will be so ridiculous that the first half of the game turns null and void, because those early game bosses, even though they don't scale appropriately.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if we can do this. We'll hop in. We'll summon Mr. Dung Eater. There you are.
Mr. Dung Eater. And then George Lucas back with 100 bits. Thank you so much. I have seen the first episode of Fallout, and it was very good. Weird and violent. I was happy to see Zach Cherry from Severance. Zach Cherry is delightful. He's also the guy who says Spider-Man do a flip. In one of the Spider-Man movies, Spider-Man does a flip, and he gets excited.
I love that.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, do a flip. Oh, yeah. Do a flip. I know that guy. Yeah,
I'm excited to start that this weekend. It is there's a lot of shows going on though. Like, I still got one episode left of the 3-body problem. And that all dropped at once. I caught up on my X-Men. Pretty good. I'm gonna say this X-Men 97. Pretty good.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah. Then Shogun is Shogunning along. Wow, I looked up and you killed this man very quickly.
I really thought that was going to be a harder fight, I'll be honest with you.
Really quickly.
I killed him so fast I forgot to eat my golden picklefoot, which gets me extra runes.
Oh, yeah. You either killed him so fast, or there's too many shows to watch that I was just naming shows I've been watching, and he was already dead.
You've been naming shows for 20 minutes, Marty.
Law and Order SVU, Law and Order CS. Lampy with 250 bits as well. Woo! It is Friday. Do you know what that means? It's Jack D. Slacker time.
Jack D. Slacker time. What? Am I Jack D. Slacker?
I believe it was portmanteaus of the start of your name with the TY of my name, and then the start of my last name, SL, and then Ackard. It was confusing because it took the beginning of your first name and the end of my first name and then the beginning of mine. So it was a little confusing, but I like it, Lampy. Well done.
My God. No, yeah, great. I'm happy to be back. Like, obviously this is a game that I love. And I'm getting relatively hyped for the DLC, which I know I should be wary of. I should be nervous about, because like you should never have like super high expectations. I think FromSoft has a proven track record. so I'm
But
not
not
too
with
worried.
you, right? Like you tend to not be super high on the expansions and DLCs, correct?
I guess. Oh, I mean, I love Dark Souls 3's expansion.
Ring to City.
Here's the thing: I actually like all of their expansions. I think they are short. Like they are short and hard.
Yeah, yeah.
And so this is, an expansion for a game that is big and sprawling. And I want to make sure I keep my own expectations as in check as possible. Hey, this is going to be short. This is going to be hard. That's what they do.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I guess that's as long as you go in sort of knowing what to expect. But it's interesting because this is their first expansion to an open world game, right? Like
Right. So what
Elden
does
Ring
that
is a very
mean?
different beast than the rest of their things. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to try.
We shall see. Only 2 months away, June 20th.
I'm going to try this Ash of War on Tish here. 1, 2, 3. Look at that. 3 hits of this Ash of
Beautiful.
War broke their stance. Ridiculous. Just ridiculous. And it's a ranged attack.
And it wasn't how much. Wow, that's really impressive.
It's beautiful. And so it's like, obviously, just breaking someone's stance isn't going to win the fight, but if you can pair that with the right combo, it's a game breaker. It's beautiful.
Does it change elevation? I was trying to look. Were you like, can you do it at an incline, or does the person have to be like exactly level with you? Like, can you almost do it from above if you're locked onto him?
Oh yeah, it aims at them if you are locked on them.
Beautiful.
Just beautiful. Just a beautiful Ash of War that I only saw because Tulak was doing like an Erdtree Watchman run, and they apparently use this Ash of War, and it's like, oh fuck, this thing is awesome.
Yeah,
Which is like,
I legitimately did not know this existed.
For someone like me who has played this game so much, like to still be finding interesting ways to play it. Marty,
You heard it here first. That's a box quote. They're gonna put it right. Michael Zaghi's gonna put it right on the back of the box. Glug glug
glug glug glug glug.
Secondwin.com. I don't know why I said .com. We're not. I don't. We probably. Hopefully, we own that website. Emmanuel, thank you so much for the dono. Marty, good to know that you caught up with your ex, man. That was good. That was one that works really well in text form. Because I said I caught up with my X-Men.
Yeah.
And Emmanuel's just happy I caught up with my ex. Man.
Here's my concern, or here's my issue, and tell me how. Because when I was a young man. X-Men was part of, in my opinion, the greatest Saturday morning cartoon streak ever.
Absolutely.
Like you had Eek the Cat, you had The Tick, you had X-Men. Spider-Man, the animated series, was part of that. Like the greatest Saturday morning.
Killing it back then.
Yeah. There is a part of me that says, do I want this? Do I need this? Like, do I want to indulge in something that is so nostalgia baity?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I was in a similar boat, to be honest. And also, like, I kind of like it has a very warm place in my heart, but like I've never gone back and revisited the old X-Men cartoon, whereas I've gone back and rewatched some, Batman the Animated Series.
Sure.
I feel like that had a style that has aged much more gracefully than the style of like the X-Men and Spider-Man cartoons. The thing that finally got me to jump aboard was I feel like people kept getting really excited about it. And I know there's some shows, people on Twitter and everyone freaks out about it, and then I watch it. I'm like, I don't this isn't for me. And I watched it, and it's not amazing, but I will say it starts off pretty safe, and then almost episode by episode it seems like they are doing some really interesting things and pulling in some of the kind of modern ideas in the comics, and going some places that I was actually kind of surprised, while still maintaining the spirit of the original series. So it's only 5 episodes in, can't make a judgment call one way or the other, but I enjoyed the first 5 episodes, and the last episode was pretty good.
Okay, well, good.
Yeah. there's some people online who were like, the last episode that aired this week was the greatest episode of television and TV history. And I'm like, all right, everyone, settle down. Everyone needs to relax a little bit.
Okay, so it's not the greatest thing ever, but
No.
it does. It's what you're saying is it's using the nostalgia as a jumping off point.
Yes, and very quickly starts coloring outside the lines of nostalgia, which I like.
Great,
because nostalgia just for nostalgia's sake is something that is way too common in a lot of modern pop culture. And I even like nostalgia. So,
I mean, I think we all like. That's literally the point of nostalgia. Is it like?
Sure, yeah.
The reason. Yeah. The reason we like these things is, not because it reminds us of being younger, is because it reminds us of a time like that we didn't have like the burden of responsibility that we have now, and that's part of the joy we get from it, right? But so yeah, I've been definitely like holding off on watching X-Men 97 because that's the question I keep asking myself: is do I want to encourage this kind of behavior? And if what you're saying is true, that they use the nostalgia and then go a new place with it, that I should encourage. So.
Yeah. And so I'm curious to see. I assume it's like a 10 episode season. They're 5 episodes in, so I'm gonna kind of wait to my full analysis until it's out. Did you beat another boss while we were talking about X-Men?
Yeah. I did.
Amazing. Storm Templar, thank you so much. Highlighted message. Jack and Marty, the movie dicks did Skyfire yesterday, and it was glorious schlock that we highly recommend, especially the dub. It was Jurassic Park on a volcano.
Skyfire? Like... Do I even know what Skyfire is?
Sounds like it's Jurassic Park on a volcano. Dinosaurs on a volcano.
Dinosaurs on a volcano. Great. I'm down. I love it.
Oh, wow. This is much newer than I thought. 2019, a Chinese disaster film.
Ooh.
Directed by Simon West. You do not sound Chinese, my friend. Nope, you directed Con Air.
Oh, all right. You have my interest.
And he directed, so Simon West directed Con Air, and then in 2019 directed a Chinese disaster movie.
I like it, ?
Yeah.
Great. Oh, that's right. We were gonna maybe go over here. Okay, so now, yeah, we defeated Godfrey Shade and we defeated Morgott. So now we can like go more places, and so I think we're gonna head down to the Ainsel River main. So we are going to do a little bit of Ronnie's quest to do that. Is
there
the
you go.
idea. The other thing I've been doing. Yeah, we're doing it.
No.
The other thing that I've been doing is it's something I've never done. I want to collect all of the cookbooks.
Ooh.
I love books in games, and
Sure.
I have where are they? Are they in the oh yeah. So I have most of them. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, no, I'm missing 16. I need to find the Nomadic Warriors Cookbook 16, 18, 20, 21, and I think there's like 22 and 23 later on. But like I've just been collecting all of the cookbooks and recipe books just for funsies because I've never collected them all.
Look, so many of them.
Yeah. I need to find 16.
Do you know, would you like to know where it is, or are you trying to discover where it is? Because I looked it up.
Oh, you did look it up?
I did look it up.
Okay, where is 16?
It can be purchased from the Hermit Merchant in the Ainsel River for 2,500 runes.
Oh, okay. Well, we are heading to the Ainsel River main.
Yeah, we're making our way down there.
So there.
Eric, thank you so much for the biddies. Why is this game called Elden Ring if there are no old people getting married? I feel like I should have done that in Jerry Seinfeld's voice. What's the deal with Elden Rings? Or at least the DLC makes sense because you play in the shadow of a tree. Jerry Seinfeld, comedian and upcoming writer, director, star of the Pop-Tart film, Pop-Tarts, the film.
Comedian, upcoming writer, director of the Pop-Tart film, noted Elden Ring enthusiast.
Yeah, loves Miyazaki.
Loves some Elden Ring.
Yeah. Oh, and Eric informed, don't own secondwing.com, but we own secondwindgroup.com and deesnuts.quest. That second one better not have been on company money. What happened?
What happened? That's what I'm asking. I jump on the thing and I miss the thing.
You fell down a pit.
I fell down the pit. What's the deal with
What's the deal with pits?
With bottomless voids?
Where do you think you end up? I mean, these Eternal Cities that just go down forever?
Okay. I think this is perfect. Like, I have beaten 2 bosses first try, and I cannot stay on a goddamn ledge. Marty.
What was that noise? Was that
noise?
just to me?
What? Oh, I did not hear a noise, so it might.
No, it must have just been me. I'm the only one saying it. As soon as you died, I heard like the beginning of God. What is it? It's like it's like the beginning, like the Spanish guitar song, like. And I don't know what window it came from. Oh my God, am I dying? I don't have any other windows open.
Is that a?
Oh, it was an ad on Spectral Life.
Oh, there we go.
Thing on Spectral Life where I looked up that thing. Holy Moses! Holy Moses! All right, we're back. Everyone's fine. It just timed so well.
That is great.
It just timed really well with your death.
Oh my God, I cannot believe that I'm about to die to these 2 stray fucking silver tears.
You know what? They're main characters in their own story.
That's true.
George Lucas with another 100 bits. X-Men 2 was very good. X-Men 1 was okay. And X-Men 3, The Last Stand, was terrible. Agree or nay?
Yeah.
That sounds yeah. X-Men 1, especially for the time, I thought was X-Men 1 and 2. I thought were very good for the time. Did a very smart job of casting Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, who's just become synonymous with that role.
Controversial casting at the time.
Yeah, controversial. Yeah,
because he's a tall.
He's a tall. Yeah,
he's not a short, and Wolverine's a short.
Yeah, and it's the cartoon. What it does reaffirm that Wolverine is just a little short old dude. A short old dude who's always smoking stogies.
Oh, the OG short king, absolutely.
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
The interesting thing about like X-Men, the movie, is like you have to you can't any movie you cannot review within a vacuum, right? Like. There is there is a incredibly large context surrounding any movie, but like the X-Men movie, like this was coming at a time where like comic book movies still were in their awkward phase. We didn't quite know what we were doing. The Marvel people were surprised by the success of Blade, so made the last minute decision to clad our X-Men in black leather because Blade did well. Fucking what?
Yeah, real. That movie, it set back Cyclops, which I don't like.
Yeah.
Like it made Cyclops into a dweeb.
Yep.
And wasn't a fan of that. Whereas I think Cyclops, the movies always did him dirty. I want them to do him well.
Well, it was also part of that, like, it was the start of a really bad time for fans of the X-Men where everything turned into the Wolverine show.
Sure, yeah. And that's one really nice thing about the cartoon is that it is truly about the team. There will be episodes that are just about a few members of the team where it's like, this is the Storm episode. This is, Jubilee's taking a front seat to this episode. Cyclops is taking a front seat, which I like.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's how it should be. It is a team. Cyclops is like not only a valued member of the team, but and I've argued this for eons, is necessary. You need a dweeb to make Wolverine cool.
Yeah. You need a dweeb.
You need a dweeb. Like, you need the basis of your reality in order for someone to rebel against it. Any Wolverine-only property only exists because we have the dweebs. The dweebs are what matters.
All great ensemble casts have that. Jack Shephard and Sawyer on Lost.
Yeah.
Cyclops are Jack Shephard, and Wolverines are Sawyer. Han Solo and Luke. I guess is Luke a dweeb? Luke's kind of a dweeb.
Oh, Luke is not only a dweeb, he is a whiny dweeb. Like he's the worst kind of dweeb.
You know what? But then he's humbled because he gets his hand cut off. So good for him.
Good, you know what? Good for him. Good.
Yeah.
James Marsden also, like, man, that man needs more work. He is so wonderful.
He is so good in Jury Duty. He's so incredible in Jury Duty.
The best. He's just the best.
Yeah.
That man needs significantly more work. So what were we going to say? Oh, but like, so, you know, the amazing thing about X-Men 1 is like the context in which it exists, but also like the preamble to the greatest movie empire of our time, which is like Kevin Feige being an assistant assistant
right.
producer on him, right?
Yeah.
To where, you know, apparently the Bryan Singer would just go up to him for lore questions.
Yeah.
Hey, I just wanted to know.
What happens to a toad that gets struck by lightning? Oh, it's the same thing that happens to everything else.
Boom, Holly Berry.
I actually like that line. I really like that line. She is not anything like Storm, but it's fine. It's fine.
She's not like any Storm that has ever been written anywhere else.
No. Again, the cartoon does a very good Storm.
Oh, I mean, 90s X-Men cartoon Storm is canon Storm as far as I'm concerned. Yeah.
I mean, those are all like canon. How I just liked every time they show. So it's also a Morph is on the team still in X-Men 97,
yeah.
and Morph is constantly in a battle. Will be switching into different familiar sort of B, C, and D tier characters, and I'll be like, I remember owning that action figure, and I forgot about that person until right now, which is nice.
Yeah.
That also seems a little OP. Like if you have the ability to just like turn into anyone and use their powers. I'm like, what's going on? You're a little bit of everything, aren't you?
Oh yeah, he is.
Lampy with 100 bits. Thank you so much. Just wait until Marty starts hearing Pen out of nowhere. Shout out to Pen the Penguin, by the way.
Pen the Penguin?
Pen is the penguin from the hit anime Neon Genesis Evangelion. Don't worry, it's fine. You don't need to know about it.
I'm not going to worry about it. I will never watch that. There's one guarantee in life is I will never watch Evangelion.
Death, taxes, fuck that noise.
Yeah. Fuck that noise. There's too much. There's just too much of that.
Too much. There's too much. Pure Pyro with a €2 dono. Thoughts on Logan? Oh, Logan's pretty good. The movie.
I did not like it overall.
What did you? I don't like it as much as most people do. Like I don't think it is one of the greatest hero movies of all time. I enjoyed it in theaters. I've not watched it since then.
And I've watched it a few times. You know, like I've been an X-Men fan for a long time, and my big issue with it is it was supposed to be like the button on Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, right?
Yeah.
It was supposed to be like this character who historically has been a loner, has never cared about anyone, finally like doing something for someone else.
Yeah.
And it is also a movie that shows absolutely zero character growth for Wolverine.
Yeah.
Like
dying isn't character growth?
No, dying is not character growth. He is doing he begins the movie by recklessly and violently attacking everyone around him, and he ends the movie with recklessly and violently attacking everyone around him. Like but
with a surrogate daughter.
Right. But like the character growth would have been foregoing the fight to help the daughter across the border, right? Like the character growth would have been doing something other than the thing he's been doing his entire life in order to make her life better. And he says, guess what? Movie's wrapping up. We need to end on a fight scene.
And who does he fight? Himself.
Oh.
Think about that. Maybe he's fighting his inner demons. You never thought about inner demons.
I never thought.
Classic Wolverine and his inner demons.
The classic.
I guess they're not inner demons. That was an outer demon. That was a literal man he had to fight.
That was a literal. I mean, it was a manifestation of a younger version of him, which I guess has some theming. But no, that was a literal person.
So. That was out to demons. Storm Templar. Another highlighted message is Halle Berry better as Storm or Catwoman. Well, The Catwoman movie is just very bad. So
I've never seen the Catwoman movie.
it's very bad.
It's
It's also only one Catwoman in my mind, Michelle Pfeiffer. She's great.
Ooh.
You about to say don't say anything bad about Michelle Pfeiffer?
Oh
Not
no.
on this trip.
I was gonna say, Marty, have you forgotten about Eartha Kitt?
Oh, I did forget about Eartha Kitt. Yeah, I also liked. Not only did I like Anne Hathaway's Catwoman, but I also liked what's her name, Zoe Kravitz's Catwoman in the
Oh
latest
yeah,
film.
Zoe Kravitz
Yeah, I
is
just like
Catwoman.
most of Catwoman. Catwomen.
I think Anne Hathaway, like, that was part of a movie that I also didn't care for, and Anne Hathaway was relatively forgettable. But Zoe Kravitz, I think, was a very interesting take on Catwoman, and I thought, like, someone that did that character, like the character of Selena Kyle, very well.
Yes. Very confused about what that sequel is going to be to that Batman movie. It just doesn't like I can't. It's like he's just going to fight the Joker.
God, I hope not. Jesus
They introduced
Christ.
him at the end of the movie.
I don't want like I'm so conflicted about Batman, about I forgot like what the colon was for that movie, and it's just the
Colin's yeah.
it's just the because I liked so much of it and absolutely hated how it ended. It's everything on paper that I want in a Batman movie, which is like, oh, just fighting regular mob bosses, having to do detective work. He's just a very Batman, the very bad detective.
He's a very bad detective.
He's a very bad detective, which I understand. He's supposed to be a bad detective. Like, this is part of him, like, realizing that he had the wrong persona. Like, oh yeah, he was just focusing on the violent vengeance part of it, which is the bad thing, and that's like, I get that, but I needed one goddamn scene. I needed one scene that showed him realizing it and then doing a heroic thing that wasn't necessarily violent, and we didn't get that.
I feel like a lot of superhero movies have the same problem as video games, where they don't understand like how to do any mechanics that aren't just kill, like hit the kill button.
Hit the kill
That's
button.
why we get so many third acts of superhero movies feel like it's just like action figures bashing against each other. Whereas, I think the movie has some problems, but I like the climax of the first Doctor Strange when he has to outsmart Dormammu by sort of getting into that time loop, and ultimately it's a war of attrition. We don't get a lot of those in. We don't get a lot. Loki season 2 had a very good one, I will say. I don't know if you ever watched the Loki series, but Loki season 2 had a very nice finale that did not just involve punching.
Oh, and you know what? Here's my real talk. I forgot that Loki season 2 came out.
Oh, it's very good. It's probably, like, for me, a top 3 MCU thing.
I believe that. I loved Loki season 1.
Yeah. There you go.
So
I don't know what the lesson is. I do kind of like the idea that Batman's a shitty detective, but he thinks he's really good just because he's rich, and rich people think they're good at everything.
No, and like the fact that, like, the solving the crime, like the big solving of the crime consisted of like an everyman's working tool that, like, obviously Bruce just wouldn't know what it was because he has never done a hard day's labor in his life. Like, on paper, it's so beautiful, but and like I said, if the entirety of the Batman was like the first 4/5 of the Batman movie, and then we get him realizing that he sucks, and then we get like a little bit on the end of him going like, oh shit, I got to do better. It would have been perfect. So I'm actually really excited about the Batman sequel because it will theoretically be him doing better.
Yeah. It was also a very pretty movie, which is good.
So pretty. The sound.
Yeah, Michael Giacchino.
The fucking sound design of that movie is so beautiful. Like, seeing the or hearing the Batmobile or the revving of the engine when he was like chasing down the Penguin.
Yeah.
Fuck. Pour that into my veins.
What a penguin. Colin Farrell, fucking eating it up.
What a penguin.
What a penguin. The only true pen in my mind is that penguin.
Hashtag what a penguin.
George Lucas with 50 bits. Thank you so much. I guess this means there's no OJ cameo in the Naked Gun remake. And then, do you
Oh.
think he did it, OJ?
I mean,
Yes.
Uh,
Casey and I talked about this last night. Yeah, we both agreed. Yeah, OJ probably did it.
I mean, we know OJ did it because he lost his civil case.
Well, yeah.
It's
I feel like he's just admitted it several times.
yeah. He wrote a book called,
Yeah.
I didn't do it, but if I did, here's how I did.
Here's step by step how I would have done it. Classic OJ. How do you feel about the Naked Gun remake with Liam Neeson?
Have we talked about this? Maybe not. I think it's gonna. I think it's gonna suck. I think it's truly gonna suck.
I think it's just weird that they got the dude whose name I often get confused with Leslie Nielsen. Like, all acting chops aside, like, why did you have to cast him? Like, it's just like someone else was a different name.
Yeah. No, I think like I understand the premise of like you get a serious actor to do a comedic role so that they can take the situation seriously and have the comedy derive from that.
Mm-hmm.
But Liam Neeson is too serious.
Yeah.
He cannot clown like Leslie Nielsen can.
Who's a good, not who would be good in a Naked Gun remake, but who is a good level of serious but with goof chops?
Ooh, now that's the question.
Like who?
Who's serious but with goof chops?
Yeah.
John Hamm.
John Hamm.
Fucking
yes.
done. John Hamm.
Yeah. John Hamm's actually kind of perfect. Yeah.
Fuck. Oh, like I'm surprised. I'm upset that it took me that long to come up with that name.
Yeah.
Because it's John Hamm. Like he has the ability to do comedy, to be serious, classically trained serious actor, John Hamm.
And then you see him in funny things, and you're like, oh, this man, like, he was just like, his only problem was he was born too handsome, and so they keep casting him as like the straight leading man. Where it's like, oh no, you're just like a big old goof.
He was born too handsome. Oh,
He's born too handsome. Listen, we understand.
Marty and I get it.
We get it.
We've been there.
Heavy lies the head that wears the handsome crown.
That's not the right way. Yeah. So like, but a John Hamm I think could work perfect. I even think like someone like it would be a stretch, but someone like a Steve Carell, especially now that he is an older actor.
Sure. Yeah.
Where he has done, some good serious roles. Like I want to say Adam Sandler, but everyone will just see the goofs.
Yeah. Like Adam Sandler, almost like he leans too hard into the goofs, and his serious roles are generally pretty good. Punch Drunk Love and Uncut Gems and whatnot.
Rain Over Me, yeah.
Rain Over Me, classic Shadow of the Colossus film.
Shadow of the Colossus 9/11
family
film.
dies in a 9/11.
That's
you
right.
play a little Shadow Colossus.
That's right.
Shout out to Don Cheadle. I hope you're doing
Shout
well.
out to Don Cheadle and Adam Sandler.
Friends of the show. Elsie Tanner with a 199 dono. Thank you so much. Wait, Pen isn't just the creepy Dreamcast mascot. No. Also, Pen is not part of the stage magician duo Pen and Teller Toad Wizard, although that is a pretty good goof. Little Pen and Teller. Did you ever get into Penn and Teller?
I fucking love Penn and Teller. I actually saw them live in Vegas. That was like on my honeymoon. That was like the one thing where it's like, oh, I wanted, like we were going to Vegas, not because we're gamblers, but because we had cheap hotel accommodations. Mm-hmm. And like I was like, oh, I need to see Penn and Teller, but because I love Penn and Teller.
And it was good. You enjoyed it?
It was good. And it was good, and I enjoyed it, and I continue to be a fan of theirs. So
there you go. Shout out to Penn and Teller.
Shout out to Penn and Teller.
And Penn and Teller. Lampy with 100 bits over in Twitch. The twist is that the Batman is actually a documentary about Batboy growing up in a world of social media. I hope Batboy's doing well.
I don't know. Oh, Batboy from like National Enquirer.
Yeah,
that's fine.
National Geographic, National Lampoon.
I'm going to roll that into talking about the video game Batboy, which is a video game that I've been enjoying recently. So there.
It's a little like a retro throwback Mega Man like.
Yeah.
But you have a baseball bat.
Mega Man meets Shovel Knight.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's pretty great. It's pretty great, and I enjoy it. And I don't think a lot of the Shovel Knight likes, the NES likes, get it, and I think this one does.
It's interesting because this came out. I think this came out a little under a year last summer, and then just a few weeks ago we got Berserk Boy, which is all a similar, more 16-bit, but a similar Shovel Knight Mega Man-y thing where you play as a Berserk Boy and you beat bosses and get their powers and become different boys.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You become different boys.
Become different boys. Yeah, that's the goal in life, is to become several boys. Lampy with 100 bits. Sometimes I don't know how to end things, and so I just sort of tail off, and then luckily there's plenty of donations to go to.
Nice.
Yeah, Lampy with 100 bits. Hugh Laurie for the Naked Gun remake. Is he still acting? Does Mr. House, is he still here? Dr. House.
Yeah, I forgot who Hugh Laurie was, but another he might be too old. Can you look up real quick how old Leslie Nielsen was when the first Police Academy movie came out?
I mean, Hugh Laurie can't be older than Liam Neeson, right?
Well, that's another reason why Liam Neeson is bad for the part. But
okay, Leslie Nielsen was born in 26, and Naked Gun came out in what, 80? Airplane came out in 80.
Okay.
So we'll go with that's a fine age. So when did Naked Gun come out? Gee, why can't I find Naked Gun? We'll just say 1980.
Great.
So 26 to 80, he was 50, 55.
Really?
So.
Okay, that's older than I thought.
Yeah.
I'm seeing someone say 62 when the Naked Gun came out, and obviously, like, he did Police Squad before then.
Yeah.
Same character, same bit.
Scary Movie 4 afterwards.
Scary Movie. He did the classic Scary Movie 4.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So maybe Hugh Laurie is not too old to play it.
Yeah. I never watched House, so I don't have it. And Hugh Laurie's not really in anything. Like, I don't have an opinion on that dude one way or another.
Oh, okay. I mean, Hugh Laurie as a dramatic actor is very good, but got his start doing a screwball comedy with
okay.
British screwball comedy with what's his name?
Laurie Hughes.
Laurie and something and Laurie was their show. Stephen Fry. Thank you. Oh, my Lord. Thank you, SBS Guru. And Drew, back to back. Stephen Fry and Laurie. So, like, he was doing screwball comedy with Stephen Fry beforehand.
There you go.
Which is, I think maybe he doesn't have the right. To me, the thing that made Leslie Nielsen work in Naked Gun was his ability to react as if he was still working in vaudeville.
Gotcha.
And John Hamm also has that, and I don't know if you know does.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
So there you go.
Underscore with $5 Canadian. Those are dollars you can use up in Canada. In your best Joker voice, Batman, I caught a low punny. Batman, what's low punny?
Low punny? Is that a Pokemon?
It is a Pokemon. It's that one. He's got big. He's like a rabbit, and he's got big ears. I've caught him.
Is that? I think that's the Pokemon that like also looks like it's very hippie and has an ass.
Oh yeah, it's kind of got a little ass out. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So that's like a horny Pokemon, or people
Would
are horny.
Joker be horned up for the low punny? Is that what we're?
I don't think. Here's a Joker hot take. I don't think the Joker's horned up for anything.
Too chaotic.
Yeah.
You think he's just like a Ken doll down there, just flat?
I don't think Joker horns.
Yeah.
So that's my.
Joker horns. There's the new. Did you see the Joker 2 trailer? Joker Folie à Deux, starring Lady Gaga.
I have not. I think that movie is gonna suck a whole lot, and I'm actually really excited about it because I think it's going to suck in an interesting way.
I think a lot of the people who like really clung to the first Joker movie are gonna. It's funny that you're just gonna have to sit through a musical.
Like,
I think that's funny.
And by the way, not just a musical, playing covers of popular songs. So like, I was already excited for how much it was going to suck when I thought it was a musical because like I thought they might write interesting musical numbers, but no. Covers of pop songs. Oh my God, it's going to suck so bad.
It'll be great.
But it's going to be interesting.
It will.
Yeah.
It will. Yeah, I don't. That first movie making like $1 billion is just very strange to me. Like, it made so much money. I don't understand how it happened. George Lucas with 100 bits. Sticking with movies. Are you fellow Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves enjoyers? Delightful movie. Chris Pine is another handsome man actor who can do anything. I really enjoyed the movie.
Yeah, 100% enjoyed the movie.
Yeah. I thought it was great. I wish it would have done better so that we could have gotten a sequel. I blame Super Mario Brothers. It released, and then Mario released, and then no one talked about Dungeons and Dragons because everyone was fucking seeing Mario several times.
You know what? I guess I even forgot that they released so close to each other. Oh my God. I really thought I dodged that one. But by the way, I didn't.
I brought this up to Casey last night. You know John Cena, the wrestler turned actor. John Cena.
My favorite person.
He on Instagram, he just 2 nights ago just posted a picture of the 8-bit Link sprite from the original Legend of Zelda, and everyone is like, "Why did you do that? Are you going to be in this film?" And then it turns out his Instagram is just him posting weird shit. He just posts shit like the next day he posted like a novelty birthday cake that said "Happy Birthday, Rebel Scum," but it said "Happy Birthday, Rebels Come." And so, like, I don't think we needed to infer. I think some people were like, "Oh my God, is he going to be Link?" Which just seems insane. I don't think that's the case. However, I was saying if they're going to if like the Zelda movie is going to be Ocarina of Time, I feel like John Cena could be a good Goron.
Goron, yes.
Goron, one of the little roly-poly dudes.
No, and in my head, I heard Ganondorf, and I was like,
no. I think he could be like a silly, like one of the buds, like a rock eater, rolling down a hill. Yeah.
If they do not, now that you have said that, Marty, if they do not cast John Cena as a Goron, I am protesting this movie.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna stage a protest outside of Miyamoto's home.
Yeah.
In Kyoto, and I'm going to demand you put John Cena-san in the film.
This is Miyamoto. John Cena will not be in the movie. Oh no, huge mistake.
This is Miyamoto.
This is Miyamoto, right? That's how he begins.
Miyamoto, I don't watch professional wrestling. Please stop asking me about John Cena.
I do not. This is Miyamoto. Please stop.
Please stop.
Please stop. All right, here we are, everybody, at the Lake of Rod.
This place sucks. This place is terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Why would anyone live down here?
No, this place is terrible.
Yeah, look at it. Oh my God, there's just fucking goo everywhere. These fucking basilisks.
Just goo and basilisks. That's what we're dealing with.
CSI Freak with 100 bits. Ooh, the timing on this one is very good. Speaking of John Cena. Marty, I'm amazed you've managed to watch so much TV this week when 8 hours was taken up by WrestleMania. Jack, I watched all of Mania last week, and it's 2 nights now. When I was a kid, WrestleMania was 1 night. Now it is 2 nights. I've not watched wrestling since like the George Bush administration. Not George Bush, the first Bush. The second Bush first term. I think I stopped watching wrestling when I went to college in 2004.
Okay.
I just want to think of I just didn't have cable anymore, and then I just stopped watching it. And there. However, I was like, I'm gonna get back. This was WrestleMania 40 this weekend, and let me tell you, delightful. I'm back in. I'm back in.
You're back in.
No, I mean, no, I'm not back in. I'm not gonna be watching wrestling. However,
I mean, God,
WrestleMania and all that stuff is on Peacock, and I subscribe to Peacock.
Oh.
And so and I believe it's going to Netflix next year. And so if it's like a Sunday night and they're like, oh, the Wrestle Boys are doing a big pay-per-view, and I can just turn on Netflix and watch it. I don't know if I'm going to say no. Were you ever a Wrestle Boy as a kid?
Honestly, never, ever, ever. I knew people who were big Wrestle Boys. I know people who are now still big Wrestle Boys, and I do not get it. I just don't I respect the athleticism of these gentlemen and ladies, but it's just silly. It's just so silly.
I was talking about it on a stream earlier this week, and Nick tried to one-up me by saying, it's fake, right?
Come on.
I was like, Nick, what are we doing?
What, Nick?
Well, what are we doing, Nick?
Even professional wrestling is no longer pretending that it is real.
These men actually hate each other. Cyber Colossus, welcome to Prime over on Twitch. Thank you so much, Cyber Colossus. And SVS Guru over on YouTube with a €5 dono. I couldn't get over going back to Batman. Batman walking really slowly towards criminals, trying to be intimidating, but it only came across as a pathetic tryhard. I liked his like that, especially in there's that scene in the Batman with on like a train platform. Like I think he exudes the terror a Batman should have in a pretty good way. It seems very dangerous though, because he's always like people are shooting him and he's walking towards them, and it's like, well, if they hit your body armor, you're fine, but your face is showing, and if they hit your face, you will probably die.
You're gonna die. Yeah,
your head will literally kill you.
I think like that's part of the if we're gonna believe the hype, that's part of the point though, is that like Bruce Wayne thinks he looks really cool, right? Like open, and like is trying his darndest. Ooh, wait a minute, where's the Wandering Merchant down here? Because that was Cookbook 22. I thought that was Cookbook 16. Is there a merchant down here? Son of a bitch! What am I doing with my life?
I'm afraid to go back to Spectral Lance because then that fucking apparently it's a Greek song. My apologies, chat. It was Zorba the Greek was the song that I heard. I got jump scared. I'm just afraid for that song to come back. It really threw me for a loop.
Fair. Let's see.
It was 16, right?
16. Where?
Cookbook 16 location.
Yeah, where is your Cookbook 16?
The Ainsel River, Hermit, Merchant. Just show me on a map. Just show me on a map. Or does it say like what the nearest site of grace is? That would be helpful. What's that guy up to? That little freak who pops up in the Six Flags Great America commercials?
That was a woman.
No.
Yeah, that was a woman in old man makeup.
Oh,
little fun fact.
Makeup? I thought it was just a weird old man.
No, that was a
incredible
a female dancer who did the weird little Six Flags man who I often get compared to because I am also a weird little bald man.
The Hermit Merchant who resides deep in the NCL River under East Liurnia in a large chamber below a giant hanging void creature. I think it's below that hanging void creature.
Oh, I thought I've been to him.
I know that. That's that thing that like you got to run through the room because he's like shooting shit at you in that big room, right?
Yeah. I was relatively certain that I've been to him. Yeah, I have been to him. It's this guy. Well, shit. Hold on. I
not buy it from him?
Maybe I just didn't buy it from him.
Oh.
Maybe I'm a big dummy.
We've all been there. We've all gone dummy mode before. Urban M with 25 Zwoti, thank you so much. John Cena as a Goron in the style of The Rock's Scorpion King. There you go. And I want them to use just the level of CGI as well. I like everybody. The Zelda movie's gonna suck, y'all. Like y'all did yourself dirty going to see that Mario movie. Talking such high things about that Mario movie. Oh, like we all love the Mario movie. It's so much fun. You fucked yourself. We are going to have a decade plus of Illumination Nintendo properties. We really are.
How about a Metroid movie where Samus turns on a jukebox to listen to top 40 pop hits from 10 years ago and dances with little Metroid babies? That's what you got now. Oh, you idiots.
Incredible.
You goddamn idiots.
Like halfway through that sentence, I was like, "That's just Captain Marvel."
That's just-
She fights the people,
Yeah.
and no doubts, I'm just a girl. Place
right. Is that what you want? Because
Yeah.
that's what you asked for.
Yeah.
That's what
It's
you
also
asked for with Illumination.
as well, if we're being honest.
What?
It's probably also going to be Brie Larson as Samus.
Yeah.
And then Urbanum also re-upped a 4-month membership in the Green Gang. I know things fluctuate, but recap 2.0 when it's in the works. We got another pod starting first.
Oh, that's right.
Things got to have. We're in a queue. We're gonna have another pod starting first.
We got a very exciting pod coming up.
Very exciting pod.
Yeah.
We've already seen some art from it, and let me tell you, it's beautiful. That job,
It's very exciting.
Humdingers from that man's mind. But it's gonna happen. Darren also has an extremely busy next month or two. I can't blow up Darren's spot. Darren's got it's a very exciting next month or two of things that he will announce when he is able to. But soon, I promise.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Also, I've been here. I bought the shirt and pants here, and apparently just didn't fucking buy the cookbook. So
for a second, I thought you meant you've been here ready for the podcast, and you're like, I bought my shirt and pants. I was like, is there like a podcast pants?
Marty, I got my podcast pants. You told me to buy the podcast pants.
Got my MC Hammer podcast pants.
Please,
I'm ready to go.
Please, Marty, don't hurt him. I'm too legit to quit.
Podcast pants. Incredible. Lord Refa says Navi or Tingle. 2 great roles for Cena. Tingle is Cena. Or Cena is Tingle.
Cena as Tingle.
Can you imagine? He likes that physical comedy. He would put on like a tight green onesie or twosie.
He would do that. Like, remember his agent tried to talk him out of being in the Barbie movie? Because he thought that it would be beneath him and didn't want him to play like a mermaid. And, Cena was like, no. I will do whatever you want me to do in this movie because I believe that it will be fun. It's like, so Cena's agent, not the brightest, not the brightest clam in the cloister.
Not the brightest clam in the cloister.
Yeah. I don't got a Ghost Glovewort 5? What the fuck? What the fuck?
GGW5.
Tell me I ain't got no Ghost Glovewort 5. What, I got a 7? I got a 6.
I feel like you should be able to just take 2 away from it, and then you got a 7.
I got a 3. I got a 6. I got a 7, 8, 9. Oh, where did 5 at? Oh, fuck. All right.
It's hard to find. It's hard to find those kinds of things. When you want a very specific one.
Yeah. All right. I can probably beat Estelle without it, but I need some fucking Ghost Gloveworts up in here.
You want me to look for number 5?
Please tell me where I can get a 5 at. Where my 5's at from the front to back.
Ghost Gloveworts 5.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of locations. I guess.
And you're over there coughing. Are you okay?
I'm dying a little bit. Can be purchased from Twin Maiden husks at the Round Table Hold after giving them the Ghost Glovewort Pickers bell. Wait, does that mean you have to kill them?
No. Look up where to find that bell bearing. Click on bell bearing.
Bell bearing. Bell bearing 2. Found in a chest guarded by several silver tiers with shields in the corner of a small room in Noxtella, the Eternal City.
Oh, fuck. I've been there already. All right. I know where that is.
Do you? It's in like a building.
I know where that is.
There you go.
Thank you.
I'm not. And folks were asking what that other pod was. I'm not gonna say what the other pod is. I will say it is not about movies and television and whatnot. And it does not feature either of us.
Correct.
God,
there's only so
much
of us, Marty.
You would just ruin.
There's so much of us that people can handle, and like right now we are right at that limit.
Yeah, we're hitting that. We're gonna hit that limit, and in 55 minutes we will hit that limit, and we promise we won't be back till next week. George Lucas with 50 bits. Quick shout out to R-Truth and his shenanigans. R-Truth is delightful. Don't worry, that's a wrestler. You don't have to acknowledge R-Truth. Great, he's great. A lot of shenanigans in that man's belt. And Lampy with 100 bits, thank you so much. Don't be ridiculous, Marty. They'd never ask John Cena as Link because they're going to cast Halle Berry as Link. I think Halle Berry's too old to be Link. I don't want to be ageist. I just think she's like a adult, a
Oh, I think
grown adult
they
human.
mistyped. It's Halle Bailey,
Halle Bailey, who starred as the Little
the Little
Mermaid.
Mermaid. Yeah.
Mm.
Which, if you think about it, a mermaid is just an elf of the sea.
Yeah, I saw someone I know was just going off on elves the other day. They were just like, I fucking turn off as soon as an elf pops up in anything. I just fucking turn it off, and I was like, geez, that's
Wow.
like, you don't like any elves? And I feel like elves like run a whole gamut. Right?
Oh yeah. And also there's a lot of elves in a lot of bullshit.
Yeah. I get though, like elves usually clue in that like we're ready for some high fantasy nonsense.
Uh-huh. Oh, so is this person is just not a fan of high fantasy?
That sounds like it, yeah. Which at that point you can't get mad at the elves, like you just gotta get mad at everything, right?
Yeah.
Gadamus says anti-elf can relate. There you go.
Anti-elf.
I don't feel like I'm pro or anti-elf. Like I think there's elves that are used well and there's elves that are used poorly.
Right? Oh fuck. Yeah, 100 like that's the thing where it's like how can you like an entire fantasy race here is a no-go.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's like an equivalent, like a thing that I just the second I see, I'm like, nope, not doing it. And I don't think so. Again, there's been good dwarves, bad dwarves, goblin. I think I like any goblin. I think I'm very pro goblin. Just like a little dude, kind of being shifty. I think it's great.
Little dude being shifty is always fun. Whether it be goblin or Ferengi, I'm there for it.
Yeah.
Little dude being shifty.
Yeah. Is a Ferengi a race? Oh, those are the things from Star Trek, right?
Yeah, those are the goblins of Star Trek.
Space goblins?
Yeah, they are the space goblins.
Yeah.
Come here.
Does Star Wars have goblins? Watto's kind of a goblin. Right?
Yeah, Watto's a bit of a goblin.
Yeah. Shout out to Watto.
Shout out to Watto, everybody.
Hope he's doing well.
Shout out to Watto. Yeah, I mean, like, Star Wars has so many goblins. In fact, they probably have a goblin problem where, like, so many of their things could be considered goblins that they no longer have any, like, defining traits of their own.
Jawas are like goblins.
Yep.
Yeah. Honestly, like, Ewoks are just furry goblins. Like, they're exhibiting goblin traits. Collecting a bunch of baubles.
Yep.
Trying to roast humans alive.
Yeah. So
Yoda's absolutely a bit goblin-y. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Goblin Prime.
Oh, nothing but goblin. Can I break your fucking stance here, Estelle? Thank you.
This was such a cool boss to
oh god.
Just like what a weird dude. Like what's his deal?
Like this is the moment in the game where like they start, showcasing some of their more bloodborne-y, extra planar entities. Beautiful stuff. Beauty. Fucking beauty.
Our gremlins, goblins. Yeah, gremlins exhibit some goblin traits, definitely. Causing a lot of mischief, mayhem.
Are gremlins goblins? Is that the question?
Yes.
Like gremlin as in gremlins from Gremlins, or gremlins as in the concept of gremlins?
I assumed gremlins from Gremlins. I thought gremlins were just things from Gremlins. I didn't realize there was like
a gremlin is a thing outside of the movie Gremlins.
I fucking thought the Gremlins created Gremlins. Well, I guess there was that old Twilight Zone episode. Yeah. There's a gremlin on the wing of the plane. Exactly. Okay, yeah.
Like a gremlin, a thing that causes, a tiny thing that causes problems, right?
I legitimately thought just gremlins made gremlins.
Well, now you know.
I also typed in gremline for some reason. I put an E at the end of it, and it was like a beauty product.
Ooh, gremline. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe she ate after midnight. Maybe she got covered with water and ate after midnight.
Yeah, a lot going on with gremlins.
Oh, okay. Now I got the ring. All right, here we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Oh, there it is. What was it? So, gremlins. Yeah, gremlins are gremlins. What?
Yeah. Gremlins are goblins. Our gremlins goblins.
Our gremlins goblins. Yes. I like gremlins are like the animal equivalent of goblins, but in Gremlins 2, those are actual goblins because they could talk more. They had more humanoid traits.
And almost like they became like a society, like they were like running a bar.
Exactly. But like in Gremlins 1, they were a little more animalistic. So they were like classic goblins, whereas in Gremlins 2, it turned into neoclassic goblins.
Neoclassic goblins. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Fungus Find Over $2 says, say the word gremlin one more time. I dare you. That was a lot. That was like a lot. I feel like no one has said gremlins that much since the late 80s. Since this onset of the film Gremlins 2, The New Bat.
Sir, are these gremlins gremlin-y enough for you? Kermit was there apparently. I was just trying to do like a nerd voice, but it turned into Kermit. So, sir. Okay.
Kermit's just one bad day away from being a stereotypical nerd.
Just one bad day.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, wait. Or did I?
George Lucas with 100 bits. Thank you so much. Speaking of Gremlins 2, I watched 22 Jump Street for the first time since the last stream. It's a very sarcastic tone mocking sequels. Is The Matrix Resurrections similar to it? No, The Matrix Resurrections is not similar to Gremlins 2 or 22 Jump Street. The Matrix Resurrections is more of a deconstruction, I would say, of the idea of sequels and franchises and returning to the well after a while.
So, like, if you think about Gremlins 2 and 22 Jump Streets as kind of like as what I like to call new satires. They are satirizing a thing like sequels, but they are also good representations of that thing. Like things like Shaun of the Dead, right? Where it's like, oh, we are satirizing, we are poking fun, we are a parody of zombie movies, but at the same time, we are also a very good zombie movie. I think that's like 22 Jump Street is like using the trope of the sequel to kind of point out some of the issues that can arise from it. Whereas The Matrix Revolutions or Resurrections, what was it called?
Resurrections was the fourth one, the one that came out the other.
So think of it less like a satire or a parody, and think of it more as one giant middle finger to Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
It is a middle finger disguised as not even disguised as a movie. It is a movie wrapped around a giant middle finger. They are not subtle. They are. No. It is not trying to hide its disdain for being made. It hates being made so much that it at one point tells you it hates being made. It's fascinating.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
you know what? Respect.
100%.
Is it like a rewatchable fun action movie like the original? No, it is not.
No.
But is there something genuinely admirable in the giant middle finger that they give the corporation? Yes, absolutely.
100%.
It was also weird that right around the same time Space Jam 2 came out. And Space Jam 2 similarly is like a big fuck you to Warner Brothers as a whole.
Right?
Don Cheadle plays a character named Al G. Rhythm, who is the algorithm and is trying to and it's funny that it debuted on HBO Max because it's talking about just like turning all content into slurry and just horfing it down.
It's a movie talking about like the death of art because of nostalgia and algorithms that itself was being made because of nostalgia and algorithms.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
The fact that movie exists, can exist, does exist, and also that it's not good.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Like heads up also, it's bad. It's very bad. But someone at some point during the production was like, guess what? I can fuck some stuff up. Yeah.
Appreciate a big swing. SPS Guru with a 10 euro. Don't know. What sort of creature pops in your mind when you hear a kobold? A lizard like in D&D, a wolf-like creature like in JRPGs, or something goblinoid like in European folklore? I think of a lizard. A lizardy thing.
I thought it was weird when I'm watching Delicious in Dungeon and the kobold is a dog.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's really weird because I picture lizard people.
Yep, same.
Huh.
Yeah, the kobold is a dog in that.
The kobold is a dog.
Little hairy guy. Yeah, it'll be the same thing. Certain JRPGs, just a random enemy will pop up and it'll be like a kobold. I'm like, no, you're not. You're like a little bipedal wolf. You're not a kobold at all. You lied to me.
You you lied to me.
You lied to me. And then Tech27 over in Twitch, thank you so much, with 119 bits. That's a very specific number, and I like it. Is Jack a fan of elf bullshit? You fuck with elves, right? You're fine with elves.
Okay, here's the thing. I fuck with elves. I am not a fan of elf bullshit.
Oh.
I love an elf. I love like an ancient race who is like bored of it all.
Sure, yeah.
But I don't care about them. Like there are some people who love like, and it's, by the way, it's the same fuckers who are super into horny vampires, and I fucking hate both of them.
Yeah. It's it's interesting because obviously one of my earliest depictions of elves, I guess, was like in Lord of the Rings. What's his name?
Legolas.
Orlando Bloom, Legolas.
Yeah.
Legolas doesn't really have like a character arc, I guess, other than his relationship with Gimli, which is sort of just like a goof relationship.
Yeah.
Legolas does a lot of cool stuff, like he can walk on the snow when everyone else is trudging through it. I think that is very neat. He each movie he has like a cool move he does, and it gets a little silly by the end, but like at the time I liked him sliding down the staircase on a little surfboard and shooting dudes with arrows. That being said, he's not like an interesting character, right? He doesn't do any. He doesn't really. I don't know. He doesn't have an arc or anything. He's not like your Aragorn or even your Boromir or some of the hobbits.
Right. He doesn't do anything. That's one of the fun points of the Lord of the Rings books is like the age of elves is dying. This is not their story, right?
And that's the thing is I like that the story is like they're just like we're leaving. Like this place is kind of fucked and we're heading out. So bye everyone. Like I kind of like that like you said, they kind of exist in this other realm. Like they walk among us, but they are not one of us.
Yeah.
And then it makes it interesting when there are those who like show up and say, okay, we will fight and die alongside you. So yeah, I would agree with you. I'm not anti-elf, but just being an elf doesn't get you any points in my book. You got to do something interesting.
You got to do something interesting. And for so many people, like they just love that idea, like that idea of elves existing, and elves are the coolest thing because they're so old. I got this thing too. Where the fuck is this Bell Baron? Motherfucker. Is it in here? You know what? I never look. I always run away from this next fight. Maybe it's in here.
It has the exact. I can send you exactly where it is on the map. If you want.
And I don't like super need it. Obviously, I'm like steamrolling through all of these fights. I don't need to raise up Mr. Dung, Mr. Poopy Mouth.
The southern tip of this map.
Oh, I was locked onto the wrong fucker.
Yeah, it is very it's not very specific. It just says found in a chest guarded by several silver tiers with shields in the corner of a small room in Nokstella.
I don't necessarily know where that is. So there. Maybe this is it. Hold on. Maybe this is it. This is... No, that's the moon of Nokstella.
Fucking Nokstella.
Fucking moon of Nokstella. Motherfucker. I'm in Nokstella.
You are. Well, I selected... I don't know if you could pull up a map, but I selected to you, and it shows you exactly where it is on the map, which is...
Hold on. Oh, you slacked it to me?
Yeah. What would you rather have me...
No, I think slacking... I like, by the way, I just like the term slack it to you.
Slack it to me. Up low, too slow.
Slack-a-doo. Okay, we're not going to say slack-a-doobie anymore.
We're not going to say slack-a-doobie. No, we were trying something out and we didn't like how it tasted, and so no more for us. Folks.
Okay, great. Thank you. Slack-a-doobie.
Do you see where this slack-a-doobie is? It's kind of this building on the southern... Okay, so it's like southeast of you. It's that building. So you go south, and then you go east, and it's that building.
Yeah. It's like here-ish.
Yeah, it's that building that's near the little river. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just a little west of that one side of Grace. There. Yeah, right around where you are right now.
All right. Well, apparently I missed it. Motherfucker.
You know what happens? Sometimes you get knockstelled.
I-
David says up the stairs, straight out of the bonfire, and left into the building. So maybe it's close to here.
Okay.
I'm sure we'll find it.
You know what? I'm sure we're going to find it.
And if not, you know what? Too bad.
The friends you made along the way?
No, sometimes you don't get your happy endings, everyone. Sometimes stories end and the main character goes glove-wartless. That's not this story, though. I believe we will find this glove-wart. I have faith.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I think I see. I never went. Aha! I see. Oh, excuse you. Okay, I made it here. I see what I did wrong. I found it. Okay, goodbye.
Goodbye.
I'm not gonna fight any of you. Haha.
Oh yeah, these dudes are little chodes.
Yeah, the phalanx from Demon Souls.
Yeah.
Is what they are. And they're like,
God.
I used to be the star of a game. I was the first big boss.
We were the first boss.
We were the first boss. Everyone loved us.
I like that they just keep using old enemies. Like those fucking basilisks keep returning, these dudes.
Like
It just shows they're like we had a lot of confidence in our designs from 10, 15 years ago, and we're just going to reuse it.
Or even like the very obvious reskins, like the little Erdtree guardians that are just the Capra, or not the Capra demons,
like asylum demons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, oh, motherfucker, you have the exact same moveset. And it's great. It's where it's like, oh yeah, you know what? We could use the skeleton. We put a new bullshit on it, and guess what? That gave us the ability to make enemies real damn fast.
No,
great.
Yeah, anyone who expects every new game needs to be entirely built from the ground up, you're like, that's kind of silly.
Yeah.
Listen, if you did something good, if you made a cool shotgun in one game and your next game has a shotgun, just bring that shotgun over.
Hey, does the shotgun still work? Great.
Yeah.
All right, let's get Mr. Dung up all we can. Oh, all right. Mr. Dung is now top level. We are top level Dung.
Top level Dung.
We are top level Dung.
George Lucas with 100 bits. I found my love for Demon Souls later in life through Blue Point's excellent remake for the PS5. Did you play the original on PS3? I dabbled in the original on PS3. I never fully completed it until the PS5 version.
And I never owned a PS3.
Oh, well, there you go.
So I did not play anything until I played the remake, which I found to be quite lovely. I enjoyed that remake a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember the Demon Souls was very much it was kind of a cult hit when it came out. It did not, FromSoft's name was not on the map yet. There were some critics who really loved it. I remember GameSpot, I believe, gave it their game of the year maybe that year.
Oh, really?
And a lot of people were like, what the fuck is going on with this game? But then obviously once Dark Souls came out, that changed everything.
Yeah. It's from a historical standpoint, it's very fascinating seeing, them grow as developers to where they could take these concepts and really like show people like, no, this is what we meant.
Yeah. real iterative design. Very impressive.
I guess, big shout out to the critics who could see down the line, like whether or not that makes Demon's Souls good. I don't think Demon's Souls is good. I think like it has institutional design problems.
Sure.
It has design problems that say that every time you die, the game gets harder, and that's stupid and is bullshit.
World tendency. Yeah.
And I'm really glad they learned from that. And so, like, the question for me, the thing that I would love to know is for critics who praised it, who called it Game of the Year, like, could you see the future and like, oh, what this could mean amazing things down the line, or did you genuinely think it was good?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's some real foresight there.
Right?
I guess that was around that time where there were a lot of first attempts that felt like rough drafts that ended up getting cleaned up in sequels. I think people felt that way about like the first Assassin's Creed to Assassin's Creed 2, Uncharted to Uncharted 2. Although there are people who defend the first ones, stuff like Mass Effect to Mass Effect 2, Arkham Asylum to Arkham City, that kind of thing.
Sure. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I always think it's great, like going back. I always like it going back, like, going back and watching Evil Dead 1.
Yeah.
And, Evil Dead 1 is not necessarily a good movie.
Yeah.
But you can see what Sam Raimi was trying to do. Like, as long as you watched the good ones first.
Yeah. This is true.
Or watching, like, I don't know if you've ever seen Blood Simple.
Yeah, the Coen movie.
The first Coen Brothers movie is like, yeah, I get it. I get what's happening here.
Yeah, give these people money. Let them keep honing what they do, and we're gonna get something special out of it.
Exactly.
Lampy with 200 bits. Thank you so much, Lampy. So when are Jack and Marty gonna do the Crossing Tears of the Kingdom in a Straight Line challenge? Did we talk about that video?
Oh, what? Maybe.
There's an excellent video. A streamer who predominantly streams Tears of the Kingdom tried to figure out if there was a way with a completely like vanilla, like Naked Link, 3 hearts, no items, only items that you pick up along the way. Can you walk across Hyrule in Tears of the Kingdom in a straight line? And he had like very specific rules of like can only deviate like a degree or 2 on the compass. Is it possible to walk across Hyrule in a completely straight line, one part of the map to the other part of the map? And like the thought process of like, okay, we can't do here and here because there's bodies of water we can't cross, or mountains we can't climb because we only have base stamina, that kind of thing. And then eventually trying to find one, but how the route he thought he had turned out to fuck up a little bit because it was just too far of a thing to cross. A really great video. I have it, Chad, I'll share it with you. It was delightful. It took him it was something like a 6 or 7 hour stream that he condensed down into like a single 20-minute video, but I thought it was delightful.
Oh, great. Well, then someone already did it. Marty and I don't have to do it.
We don't have to do it. No, that person did it. They did a great job.
Yeah.
History. Watch later. How do videos work? If I was YouTube, I'd probably go to watch later. I feel like it was in my watch laters.
Did you save it to a watch later playlist? Is that
I saved it to watch later, and I watched it, and I usually just leave it. Or I'll get rid of it. Okay, I found it. I usually get rid of it if I've already watched it. However, with this, I was like, I'm probably going to share this with some people, so I'm going to keep it. His name is Doug.
Doug.
He's very famous. He's 2.5 million subscribers, so this isn't some chump.
I mean, let's be honest. We're all some chump.
We're all some chump.
Yeah.
But
we're all some chumpa thumpa. We'll be singing when we're singing.
Chub thumping. Yeah.
We're all chub thumping. First of all, this weekend I'm hoping to get some chub thumping done. You know what I'm saying? Hey, yo, go.
I like his video. Has hashtag Doug, hashtag Tears of the Kingdom, and hashtag line.
Oh yeah, because it's a straight line.
Yeah, straight line. Got a hashtag line.
You got a hashtag line.
You got a hashtag line it. Yeah, I saw that one, George Lucas, as well. Someone tried to make it across Red Dead Redemption while holding a pot of soup or a bowl of soup. Like the soup has soup physics. So it was like, can I walk across Red Dead Redemption's map without spilling the soup? Which I thought was
beautiful.
Was
which probably means that then you can't get into any fights. You can't
get any fights. There was one where you had to like cross a river on like a bridge that a train was coming, and so it was like, oh my god, are you gonna get across? You can't run because if you run, the soup splashes.
Yes.
Yeah. There was like one thing where like the map sort of like seamlessly instanced, and his soup just disappeared. It was great.
It was great.
It was great. Yeah.
The who was it? I think it was. It might have been Iron Pineapple, or it might have been even Vati Vidya, who did a no sprinting or rolling in Elden Ring challenge, even outside of battles.
Yeah.
And
Yikes.
it really did turn into a beautiful video about like, here's something in the map that I've never noticed because I just run past it.
Yeah.
Here's a detail of the world that us as players have collectively missed because we're too busy sprinting past everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
So like I do find that kind of content a little fascinating.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't think Elden Ring has any like the sprinting thing is the thing that would make sense because it doesn't really have any like physics systems.
Right.
You can't carry soup across the world in Elden Ring.
No.
Yeah.
Or like you could, but it would be too easy because you just put it in your inventory. You can't spill soup in Elden Ring. Get on it, FromSoft.
That's why it's not that's why it's a 9.9. You can't be a 10 unless you can spill soup in your video game.
Wow. These are the things we learn, everybody. Heads up, future developers.
Psycho Fox. Over on YouTube. A pair of messages. Okay. Hey, Marty. Met you at E3 11 years ago.
Oh.
Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much, Psycho Fox. And then, hey, Jack.
Hi.
You also rock, but we've never met.
Okay, that's fair.
There you go. There you go. That would have been E3 11 years ago, 2013.
Yeah.
What were they showing off? The new consoles? Watch Dogs? Everyone was fucking going hog wild about that Watch Dogs. Can you believe it? They made a whole game about Watch Dogs.
About dogs that watch stuff?
A bunch of dogs just roaming around Chicago.
Holy moly. That sounds delightful.
Yeah.
You know what? That sounds just delightful. Oh, fuck you. Got hit me with the fucking fire. Fuck you, fireman. I met so many people last weekend. Last weekend here in Milwaukee was the Midwest Gaming Classic.
Yeah. Did you go to that?
I did. I went to that for a little bit. I didn't hang out for a long period of time just because, life. You get busy.
Sure.
But I hung out in the vendor area, which is, my favorite area anywhere, any place, because, they sell interesting old junk.
Mm-hmm. You're a strong proponent of junk.
I fucking love junk. I found the greatest junk store. I say found. My mother showed me the greatest junk store recently. Because I get my love of junk from my mother, who is also a junk aficionado.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a junk store that I've never heard of before that has an amazing selection. They specialize in, they do mostly furniture, like big item stuff. Gotcha. But once a month, they open up one room of their building for all of their small items. And this is like the normal rummage sale-y type items.
Yeah.
Once a month, Marty.
I like that, and that makes the junk exciting. That's like limited edition junk.
Very exciting, and so we're talking to this junk salesman about like Saturday, and it's coming up this Saturday. You should know. Oh, and we're just like, how crazy is it going to be? And he's like, there is a line out the door around the block. Like, we open at 9 a.m. and it is like, it's a feeding frenzy. And he goes, it'll settle down after a couple hours, but they get all the good stuff. And it's like,
yeah.
Do I wait in line or do I wait till it passes? Cause like the good stuff for me might be different than good stuff for other people.
Sure.
Oh,
yeah.
Fuck.
That's a real tough junk call right there. Like, yeah.
Yeah. It's a tough junk call. All right.
I also like when you go and you're like, there's nothing specific. I'm not here for a blank.
Yeah.
Like I want to see the junk. Like let me. It's like Grogu. Let me see the baby. I want to see the baby.
Let me see the baby. Let me see the junk. Let me see.
Werner Herzog talking about the junk.
Let me see the depths of humanity's lost treasures.
Werner Herzog seems like a guy who would like a nice junk sale.
100%.
Yeah.
I can see the joy that was once placed on this item and the loss that someone has felt due to it being departed from them.
It's beautiful.
Anyway, here's where I got shot.
Here's where Klaus Kinski pulled a gun on me.
This is where a man shot me for no particular reason, which once again shows the duality of men.
Shout out to Werner, friend of the show.
Fucking Werner.
Lampy with 100 bits. Thank you so much. Speaking of junk, Marty, have you got any new Dreamcast games recently? Excited for the Sonic Shuffle stream. First off, Dreamcast is not junk. Second off, I haven't.
Oh.
I did good. I didn't buy a single Dreamcast game this week.
You
I should have the sign like in factories, like it's been this many days without an incident. It's been this many days without a Dreamcast purchase.
I fucking love Dreamcast. Power Stone. Remember the Power Stone games?
Yeah, those games were great.
Those games were fucking great. Hey, could you keep attacking me, please?
It's just weird that there's that genre of game that doesn't exist. This sort of party fighting game brawler.
Yeah.
Why doesn't this exist anymore?
Well, it was replaced. It was replaced by the Omni Brawler, Smash Brothers.
Sure, yeah.
But like that's not necessarily party because once someone gets good at it, they ruin the party.
Yeah, Casey. I'm not pointing any fingers at anyone, Casey.
My favorite KC story from DC is speaking of Smash Brothers and Casey being ridiculously good at Smash Brothers.
Yeah, very good.
That was like during the height of Balatro hype. And so like whether it be on people's laptops or Steam Decks or whatever, we were all Balatroing. We'd get done with the day's shoot and just Balatro it up. Hi, come here. Can you hit me, please? And so all of us would sit in the common sitting area, Balatroing it up, but KC would smash.
Yeah.
And
I like that. He's not going to have his opinion swayed by the masses. He's not. He's really sticking to his guns.
He's really sticking to his guns.
2018.
But Balatro's a very slow game. You click once, you wait, you think, you click again. So it's like light. You would hear light clicks, and then KC would sit down and with his switch, because he was smashing.
There's clear smash noise. See, there's a little game. Can you tell what someone is playing by the cadence of their controller?
Ooh, I could probably tell at very least the genre. Yeah.
Yeah.
And my oldest is a Smash head, and so I could 100% tell when anyone is playing Smash.
Yeah.
Because I hear it constantly.
Sure. Yeah.
When they came to Milwaukee, Casey did challenge my oldest to Smash Brothers, and my oldest got his ass handed to him, which was great. He needed that. He needed to be taken down a little bit.
Yes, listen, we all need a good humbling every once in a while.
Every once in a while. Just every once in a while. Okay.
George Lucas with 100 bits. I'm curious about this. I know Jack isn't a fan of The Last of Us 1, but does Jack not like the second game as well? From what I've seen, the gameplay aspects have been improved greatly. Did you ever play The Last of Us Part 2?
I did. I did play The Last of Us Part 2.
Were you also not a fan of The Last of Us Part 2?
I was a bigger not a fan of The Last of Us Part 2. Yeah.
Not only were you less of a fan, you were just more of a non-fan.
Yes. The Last of Us Part 2 upset me significantly. As far as it's just like I understand
it's a bad time.
It is a bad time. It is a bad way to tell a story.
Oh, I disagree there.
It is. It's a bad. I think The Last of Us Part 2 was a bad way to tell the story that they wanted to tell.
Yeah, I'm playing through it on my personal streams for the first time since launch, ever since it first came out. And I'm wrapping up Ellie's section before starting Abby's section. And it is, I'm more curious of how they're going to adapt it into the HBO series. Because I'm like, are you just going to have a bunch of episodes that's from Ellie's point of view, and then all of a sudden you're gonna have a bunch of episodes from Abby's point of view? Are you gonna just treat it like a show, or it's like half? Well, we're just gonna cut back and forth between the two.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It was definitely a choice, I will say.
It's using an interactive medium to tell such a limiting story, to me, is the wrong choice. Like they want you to feel a certain way about these characters, in which I think it is a show that will be much better served within a traditional narrative. Because in that situation, you are not the characters.
Yeah. It is a. I mean, whatever. It was a little narrative dissonance. What are you trying to do right now? Are you trying to do the thing where you die and then it respawns you somewhere else?
I'm there, and I don't remember exactly where it is. There's a cheese here that I'd like to do. I don't have to do it, but I just like to do it because I hate the Commander Nile fight.
Yeah.
And it's a way to skip the Commander Nile fight.
Yeah.
And I forget exactly where it is. This is me trying to remember some bullshit that I used to have really solid down. And I don't remember.
You used to be like, oh, I know to like aim right in between these two rocks and jump.
And it's like here, and I believe you jump off. Oh, yeah. See, like here's the... Try jumping. Yeah. Okay. So it is this point.
Spinning. It's a neat trick.
But you have to do it very specifically. Oh, I did it.
Oh, beautiful. I have like deja vu of one of the streams we did back to the Escape. Is this exact same thing. Yeah.
So now, so the important thing is you have to keep swinging your weapon so that your character doesn't despawn. And so like right now I'm just mashing R1 so that my character doesn't despawn, and eventually you will fall far enough to where the world will actually start despawning to save memory. But Commander Nile is already in the world, so the world will despawn around him and he will fall to his death. Is the science behind... Oh yeah, see, look, you can see the mountains disappearing. Now, so like the mountains are disappearing.
Yeah, the first person who did this.
Yeah.
How do you figure this out?
How do you figure this one out? So the mountains just disappeared. I'm still swinging, and eventually,
you're doing great swinging.
Eventually, we're gonna. Oh, I just got a bunch of runes. Oh, there it is, the veteran's prosthesis.
What the hell?
Yep.
It's so weird.
And so now, actually, I can head right back to the map and just warp back. I get all the runes. I defeated Commander Nile.
Genuinely absurd. Are there other things in the game like that?
Oh, yeah. There are still a plethora of glitches and cheeses and stuff like that. This is now one of the easiest glitches to get the other medallion. There used to be a really great glitch to get into the consecrated snowfields, but they patched that one. So this is now like one of the last glitches to get the other half of the medallion to get into the consecrated snowfields.
Incredible.
So,
what a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive, y'all. I've always hated that fight, and some people are there are certain fights that are you can do with your eyes closed forever and ever, and there are certain fights that are a big pain in the ass, and that one has always been a big pain in the ass for me.
There you go.
So I always do the cheese. The F, yep. You just saw it, everybody. That's the Commander Nile despawn cheese.
It's amazing. Again, I understand that like millions of people are playing the game, but I'm always just curious of like, who the fuck is the first person to discover that?
Right?
That worked. Yeah.
Some asshole was just jumping off of cliffs and swinging, because they probably knew the whole, like, if you swing your sword or swing your weapon, it does something if you fall off cliffs. So they probably knew that much, right? So they were just...
yeah. And then they somehow knew, like, oh, it slowly despawns the world around you, and if you do it long enough, it'll despawn the ground underneath him.
Yeah. And they just figured it out somehow.
Jomo Slomo says despawned cheese doesn't sound appealing. Despawned cheese sounds delicious.
Maybe you just need to expand your horizons.
Yeah, exactly.
And like it's how I stopped worrying and learned to love the cheese.
Yeah, the despawned cheese.
The despawn cheese. Despawn cheese does sound like stinky cheese.
Sure, yeah, but it's very expensive.
Yeah.
It only comes from the despawn region of France.
Right.
Despawn.
Otherwise, it's known
George
as
Lucas.
sparkling cheese.
Sparkling cheese also doesn't sound great. George Lucas with 50 bits. Who the heck discovered the illusionary wall and volcano matter that you have to hit 100 times? Yeah, that's like a head injury right there.
Right? Was that data miners, or was that someone like literally just like, eh?
Like, I don't have a lot going on. I'm just gonna hit this wall a bunch and see what happens.
This looks like an illusionary wall. Maybe if I just keep hitting it, which is absurd. That one is really absurd. Unless they were data mining, right? Which is possible. Or they just said, you know,
right. I guess if is it one of those walls that makes a different noise?
Maybe.
Like, if it makes like a little clink, then it's like, well, this wall makes a clink, so I'm just gonna keep hitting clinks. It's gonna keep doing the big clinks.
Yeah. I think like especially for fans of FromSoft games, there is a little bit of us who like to hunt. Mm-hmm. Am I going to be the one to discover the weird thing in this game?
Yeah.
Maybe. The answer is maybe.
That was exciting. On Firelink earlier this week, we were talking about sort of the concept of FOMO in media and feeling like you want to play something or watch something right when it releases because you want to be part of the conversation versus being just like, I'll get to it when I get to it. And there's like, this is one of those games that I do love. I loved the excitement around it when it first launched, and it felt like everyone was playing it and everyone was talking about it. And like Breath of the Wild had a similar thing to it. And so I feel like those are the kinds of games where I'm like, ooh, I like being on the ground floor there. Whereas most games, people kind of just get to it when they get to it, and it's fun.
Agreed. And this was one of the few FromSoft games that I was able to do that because I got into the game the Soulsborne games relatively late, and so like I've been catching up on all like the media, the discovery, they patched this, they patched this. If you played Dark Souls 2 on day one, it was better, worse, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, being part of the community during like from day one has been a stupid amount of fun.
Yeah.
Like being able to say that I beat Radon before they cheesed him, or I beat Melania after they accidentally buffed her, which was great.
How do you fuck that up?
Right? Do I have both halves of the medallion? Oh, I do. Nice. Okay. Okay. We're at least going to make it near Moog. I don't know if we're going to make it to Moog this time, but we're going to make it near Moog.
Beautiful. Wonderful. Lampy with 200 bits. Thank you so much, Lampy. Sasquatch in the Suburbs with the first chat. Jack, have you ever played Super VHS?
I have not. Is that the game? Is that the VR game where you go through the Red Letter Media studio space to find all the hidden VHSs?
Oh, I have no idea.
I believe Hoist Secret Medallion. I believe that is the fan-made game where someone like recreated the studio space.
Oh, yeah, it looks like it.
Of Red Letter Media, and it's a short little game. Part of it is a little creepy because from what I remember seeing of it, it's decently accurate to the studio space, and that always feels weird to me. Like someone that has never been to this space knows this space.
Were there any like impossible hallways, like how people have tried to get like Jerry Seinfeld's apartment in Seinfeld? It's like that hallway can't exist. It's at an angle and it would hit his kitchen.
Right. I love that. First of all, I love his impossible hallway.
Yeah.
So no, I have not played it. Though it, Looks fun? Question mark.
Yeah, I mean, you've been there, so it'd be like, I don't know, if you played a game that's like just walking around your local library. Like I said, someone was like, yeah, I made a game in my local library. I was like, yeah, I'll fuck with it. I'll see what's going on there.
Yeah, it's definitely weird where it's like, oh, I just have a key, so I can just go there and like find real VHSs, you know. But I think it's neat. I think like that to me is a fun. It leans on the side of fun fan project,
sure,
where they at least made something that's like in theme with what we do, and you know they were having some fun with it.
They did it. They did it.
They did it. Silver Scarab. I don't necessarily need the silver.
Limpy with 200 bitteroonies. Have you been Suika-ing now that it's on mobile? I've played it a few times on mobile. It's not. I haven't been. I haven't been in a lot of places where I've had to kill time on my phone.
Oh, sure.
But I'm glad it's on mobile, and Suika game is just a delightful little puzzle game. So
Suika game. Where are you?
Yeah,
there you are. So Suika game.
Just, you know what? Also, it teaches me a lot about fruits.
Is that important to you? Did you?
I feel like a lot of times you forget about like the circle of fruits. That sometimes you forget that grapes become apples. That cherries become strawberries, strawberries become grapes, grapes become oranges, and oranges become apples. And the faster we all know, then the better we're all going to be.
I guess that's fair, you know?
Yeah.
I guess that's just fair because yeah, I don't think about that. You know, like we all appreciate farmers on an intellectual level, but it's very rare that we actually think about their contributions and how like they have to transmutate certain fruits.
Yeah. Shout out to Mixed Berry. I feel like you can get away with murder if you just call something Mixed Berry. You're like, this is just a little bit of everything, and we threw it in there.
Mixed berry salad.
Yeah, a little mixed berry salad.
A little bit of everything.
George Lucas with 100 biddies. Let's make the challenge official. Stream series where Jack tries to beat Demon Souls, Dark Souls 1 through 3, and Bloodborne before the Elden Ring DLC comes out. George Lucas, that is 2 months away. It's 2 months away. That is so many games you just need made.
That is 2 months away. We also only stream like 2 hours at a time.
2 hours at a time, not even every week. So it's gonna be difficult.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little on the difficult side.
Challenge accepted.
Also, challenge accepted.
Which of, I guess Demon Souls would probably be, I was going to say, which of those games have you played the least?
Yeah.
I assume it's Demon Souls.
100%.
What about of the Dark Souls trilogy? Which Souls game have you played the least?
Probably 3.
Yeah, you were extremely confident in your Dark Souls 2 playthrough. Seemed like you had that one on lock and key.
2, like, might be the one, besides Elden Ring, 2 might be the one I've played the most. Just because it's so interesting.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the best, just the most interesting. Fighting a Mimic Tier, and I forgot to take off all my crap first.
Classic Mimic Tier.
There we go. That's the Mimic Tier cheese. Is you get naked and take off all of your stuff first, and then the Mimic Tier is also naked, and
then you're just fighting a naked version of yourself.
And then you can unnakify yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the classic unnakify.
Clothing yourself should be called.
No.
Unnakified.
No, it's unnakify. I think I know my verbiage, Marty.
Yeah.
Unnakify.
Unnakify. Lampy with another 100 bits. I look forward to moving on from Souls to Jack and Marty play My Time in Sandrock. Are you familiar with the My Time in Sandrock series?
I do not know My Time in Sandrock.
It's kind of just like Harvest Moon.
Oh,
just
okay.
Hanging around a little island, just, farming, I think maybe, or like kissing people. I don't know.
Farming and kissing people.
It's like more 3D looking than like a Stardew or a Harvest Moon. Or
gotcha.
like that. Yeah.
Gotcha. You know, like while Stardew Valley was able to scratch that itch, that is not necessarily an itch that I have regularly.
Yeah.
Which
You're a big Stardew fan though,
yeah,
right?
I like Stardew.
Wasn't there like a big update recently? Do you like go back to the game at updates, or do you just
No.
go back to the game every once in a while? Or
Actually, no. I kind of got it out of my system.
yeah.
The big issue, of course, being like the lack of end game.
Mm-hmm.
And I the same thing with Moonstone Island, which is the Pokemon, the Pokemon like Pokemon Stardew Valley like, where like they just didn't have the ending. It was just keep going, and it's like I want to feel like I'm done. I don't want to feel like I'm done.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? I want to feel finished, not that I'm done. Maybe that's the way to put it.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, games like that leave a bad taste in my mouth because I just stop playing. I don't finish them.
Yeah, I hit that with Dragon's Dogma 2.
Oh.
I kind of hit a point where I was like, ooh, I think I could see where this is going, and I feel like my enjoyment of this game is just going to go downhill from here. So, like, what if we break up amicably now?
Oh.
And so, like, my thoughts on Dragon's Dogma 2 are relatively positive, even though I was like, ooh, I think I've seen everything you have to offer, and, like, I'm seeing the downhill from here.
Yeah.
And I can kind of just, like, wipe my hands of it and be like, you know what? 25 hours, I had a great time with it. We had a nice little summer fling in March.
In March,
how that works. Yeah. Whereas other folks like Nick and Yahtzee and Jemate just kept playing and just started liking it less and less. So I'm like, oh, I hit the eject lever early, and my enjoyment of it is higher than theirs.
So you win.
So I guess I win.
100%. You 100%.
You know what? If a movie has a great first scene, stop watching the movie. And then in your mind, you're like, "It's a great movie." It's only downhill from here.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. Just stop.
Yeah,
like
good pilot episode. Oh, I'm done. I don't need to go back to this series.
I mean, there are so many.
Please and thank you.
There are so many series where like that's just really true, though.
Yeah, where it's like, oh, you've really laid out everything on the table here.
Oh yeah, I really should have stopped at the pilot. Where the
Yeah.
fuck am I?
Oh, it's very foggy. You're just in Silent Hill right now.
I'm just
Unky Dave.
Unky
Subscribe for 2 months.
Dave.
Oh, Unky Dave. There's a lot of bears in this field.
Yeah, I'm
Ton
not.
of bears.
I'm not in the correct location. I'm not where I'm. Oh, I found the cookbook though.
Ooh. Conk bonk.
The conk bonk.
The Conk Bunk CSI Freak with 100 biddies. So, Marty, who will be joining us on the charity stream next week? Any surprise guests like WrestleMania and Omar, perhaps?
Oh.
The charity stream it's going to be rotating crews. There's going to be a lot of almost all the familiar faces will be showing up throughout the day next Thursday. So stay tuned for that. There's gonna be no one who is on the entire thing. We're gonna be doing shifts in different games, in different genres. Some of the games, you guys will be able to play with us. Some of the games will be more centered on us playing, like your Dokapons, what have yous. Do you think we should try to sneak in a little content creator in there? What's it called? Content warning. Excuse me, content warning.
Oh.
You said you were having a good time with content warning, right?
Oh, my brother in Christ. I really like content warning. And I know like it came out as like a goof, right? Like, oh, this is a goof and a spoof. Oh, fuck. Where am I being invaded from? Oh, there she is. Oh, come get over here, lady. Come on. I don't got time to be invaded. But I started playing it with my kids because, hey, we saw the trailer and it's like, oh, this is funny. This is silly. It's relatively cheap. So like, it's something that we can do as a family and have a couple laughs. My thought was we were going to get a day of laughs out of it. And for me, like, it was like $7 or $8 on Steam. Like, okay, that's worth a day of giggles. Right. And, oh, did I die? No, I didn't. Great. We got done playing the first day, and we got a fair amount of giggles from it because for anyone who doesn't know, it is Lethal Company, but you play as YouTubers. You play trying to make content for a website called SpookTube.
Oh, SpookTube.
And you dive down into the surface of the planet, finding creatures to videotape. So one of you has to have a video camera with you, but you only have a certain amount of videotape to film.
Gotcha. And you're probably helpless other than the camera, right?
Other than the well, there's very few things to help you. Like you can, but by the way, the more we played it, like, some monsters you can shoo. It looks like the thing should be here. Some monsters you can shoo away if you have like an item that you can find, like a radio, because they don't like loud noises, and some don't like the flashlight being shown on. And the more creatures you can show, or the more interesting thing, the more like comments that you get and the more views that you get, because at the end of the day you need to hit a certain amount of views or else your YouTube series isn't canceled, but like a little thing comes up that says like, no one cares about your content, you feel really sad and stop making videos.
That's the most realistic ending to a game ever.
So it has like these roguelike elements. And once we started figuring out like how to progress further, we got to the second level, and I didn't know there was a second level. And once we hit that, like, it's been every night now that we've been playing, and we're coming up with new strategies, new ways to make it further and further. Like one of us is the designated dyer, because people really like it when someone dies and then you videotape the corpse.
Oh my God, that's great.
And then like you get more views and they go, oh no, did this person die? Like they make a comment. And so like, and one person is the dedicated, I have all like the noisemakers. This person has all the light stuff. We are making legit strategies and getting further and further. And it is a stupid amount of fun watching. And here's the great thing is you upload your video to SpookTube, but then you can download that video to your actual computer and just watch the video.
Oh, you can watch the video. Oh, I love that.
That your characters made. And
that's
so
really smart.
We are having a ton of fun. It's like an actual game. I really recommend it. It's stupid fun. So, is Content Warning the new Lethal Company? I don't think it will surpass Lethal Company. I think Lethal Company has more meat. But for me and my kids, we are having a ton of fun. So
there you go.
I recommend it. I recommend it. I am writing up a tiny script for a Content Warning bite size. I don't think it'll go anywhere, but I'm working on a few ideas to pitch it.
Great. It could be a bite size, just a little morsel.
There you go.
A little morsel.
There you go. And that's it. We made it.
I'm so proud of us.
We made it to the consecrated snowfields. Next time we stream, we're gonna make it to Moog. The question is, do we defeat Moog? How far do we get in the base game before we tackle the DLC? I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah.
Because there's other stuff we could do. We could go defeat the fire giant. We could go do a bunch of other crap. But I don't know. I don't know what
I feel like they almost need to put out a little PSA of like, what do we have to do? Where should we be in the game before the DLC comes out?
Exactly. And we don't know. We don't even necessarily know if that's the entrance to the DLC. We have some really good assumptions, but we don't necessarily know.
I'm climbing in the egg regardless. Doesn't matter. You know, if a big egg has got a hand coming out of it, I'm going to touch the hand. I'm going to get in the egg. I'm going to see what's going on.
You heard it here first, folks. We're going to get in the egg. Yeah. All right. What is coming up this week and weekend on Second Wind? In just a little bit, there's more streams happening, right?
There's Call of Duty, which is the Elden Ring of first-person shooters from the early 2000s. Frost and Nick will be back in an hour.
Yeah.
Streaming more of the original Call of Duty. No Saturday stream. And then Sunday, Frost and Amy will be back with newly released at 3 p.m. Central doing Broken Roads, I believe it's called. That's the new Disco Elysium-like, but set in Australia by an Australian dev team. And that's my two favorite Australians, Amy and Frost, are going to be on that stream. So see which one is Australian. And then we just had great just great videos all week. Check out we had new Cold Take, we had new Fully Ramblematic, we had no Semi Ramblematic, we had Design Delve today. I believe the last couple GDC videos went out. I think we have a little Adventures Nine something tomorrow. I believe
that's right. But so tomorrow, what y'all get if you are Adventures Nine heads like I am, is the documentary. It is a very long interview with myself, with the cast, with Omar, with Nick. It is a little Adventures Nine documentary that again was supposed to be out a long time ago, but is coming out tomorrow. Talking about like the history of how the show was pitched, how it was made. Nick very conveniently edited out a lot of content, like the fact that he told me no the first time I pitched the show, but that's fine.
Oh,
no, that's
Nick,
fine. That's fine. No,
monster.
It's fine. No, it's fine. The truth will come out.
The truth will come out.
But that's tomorrow. Tomorrow the documentary comes out. It is it's basically us gushing about how much fun we're having. It's a very good documentary, very good little mini doc. That Design Delve came out today. Watch. To me, the highlight of the week was the GDC shit talking video, where it's just Jamaid and Yahtzee talking about all the fun stuff they saw at GDC. I thought that was such a fun video to watch.
Oh, what a great, so much stuff this week. And then next week, we're going to be back. So much Bite Size is going to be coming back next week. We'll have that big charity stream on Thursday. Oh my God.
Big charity stream on Thursday. I think I'm going to be playing a little Helldivers 2. And I think I'm going to be playing a little Lethal Company. So I will be there for a good
content warning.
I've been trying to tell Nick I want to play content warning, but he is refusing. But we'll see. So I will be there for a good amount of the charity stream. It'll be so much fun, y'all.
It'll be great.
Great.
Yeah, thank you everyone who watched, everyone on YouTube, everyone on Twitch. Great to see you all, and I hope everyone has a great rest of your Fridays and weekends.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.